The measurement of time is a precise thing. Seconds, minutes, hours, days, weeks, months, and years. As the seasons change, the days seem shorter, then longer, but that's only the daylight. Measure a day and it's always 24 hours long. Spring, summer, fall, or winter. We know that throughout our lives, our perception of time changes. As children, the school year seems to drag on and on. Will summer never come again? Then, as adults, time seems to pass so quickly. Where did the years go, we often ask ourselves. But no matter your age, when you measure time, it never changes. A minute is a minute, 60 seconds, no more, no less. As we move through our lives, it's not how we measure time, but rather how we mark it. Memories are not recorded and collected with the precision in which time is measured. We don't recall chronologically. The thought of one fall afternoon leads to another we experienced several years earlier. No, it's not the calendar that we use to record our lives, but rather the people, events, and feelings we experienced. We seldom say, "Remember in 1987? No, we mark time by saying, "That was the year we went to," or "Remember, it was just after she graduated," or "That was the winter he died." I've been thinking about time and how we mark it because this is the year I said goodbye to a dog. She was 15 years old. Quite a life for a lab. 15. Long enough that it seemed as though I'd always had her. 15 years, 60 seasons. She was a part of my life and all that changed. 3 homes in 3 different states, a new career, friends made, loved ones lost. And all the while, there she was, marking time beside me. Looking across the room, the sight of her in peaceful sleep signaled to me that this place was home. There are people who pass their whole lives with less change than I experienced during those years. I know that I often took her for granted, but whether we were walking in the woods or driving across country, during those 15 years, her presence was a reassuring constant in an ever-changing world and life. As humans, we tend to measure our lives in broad strokes, often using the seasons to categorize our memories and define the years as they rush forward. Winter's come early this year, we'll say, even though we know that it always arrives on the same calendar day each December. Sometimes we'll say something such as, "It will be summer before you know it." And because we spend so much time thinking about tomorrow, often summer will arrive with what seems like an unexpected swiftness. So while we might not remember the year something happened, the smell of the fallen leaves or the feel of a warm summer breeze will always cling to our memories. The life of a dog is marked by the simple patterns and routines that reside inside a single day. Maybe it's because they realize their life is so short that they are able to live each day to the fullest. Or perhaps, as some suggest, it's simply because they have no understanding of the concept of a tomorrow. Whatever the reason, when you live with the dog, those simple rhythms and routines become an important part of your life as well. And so each day began, as did the one before, with a walk. Live in the moment. It's a lesson that I've tried hard to learn over the years, and one in which a dog is a valuable asset. To appreciate each minute, hour, and day as they're presented. Not to miss the now, trying to anticipate the what will be. To slow it all down, take in each new sight, sound, and smell as the precious gifts they are. Sometimes I think she might have been placed in my life just to teach me that lesson. Go get your ball. The shorter days of autumn are the perfect time of year in which to master the art of living in the now. In the basic practice of tossing and retrieving, the pleasure of the sound of the fallen leaves at your feet, or enjoying the simple act of branch breaking, are valuable lessons a dog can teach us. Season after season, though I might not have always been listening, the lessons continued. And I believe that for anyone who has shared part of life's journey with a dog, the story would be much the same. They ask for little, but offer much. So now, as I meander through the memories of our seasons together, those lessons seem very clear. Live for today. Embrace the new. Cherish the simple beauties. And offer love unconditionally.
Come here, girl. Come here, girl.
have a long couple of nights, aren't we, Sugar?
Yep.
That's okay.
Here's Mama.
Hey, look at her. She wants to take a picture, Carmi.
Hi,
Carmi, here.
Hi, baby.
Hi, Carmi.
Carmi.
Here's Mama.
Hi, Shannon. Hi, buddy. Come here, baby. Come here. Come here. Come, girl. Okay. Okay, go ahead.
It wasn't until she was nearly 15 and growing very old that I was really able to see time's mark in her. The will was there, but her body had begun to fail her. just as it will with us all. Even though I knew there would come a time when I would have to say goodbye, and I sometimes thought about that impending day, part of me never really accepted the reality of a life without her. Why, she'd always been there, hadn't she? Even though I thought about what life would be like without her, I never imagined the space she'd leave behind. In the end, I'd grown so used to her frailty that I wasn't really able to see how hard she was struggling. To me, she was still the same dog that used to run through the fields, chase a lacrosse ball in the yard, and swim in the ocean. Finally, it was a look in her eyes that told me it was time. I came home one evening to find that she had fallen and soiled herself. Unable to pull herself up from the slick wooden floor, she lay there gazing up at me, her hollow eyes saying, "Thank goodness you're home, and I'm sorry, but I couldn't help it." I had no way of knowing how long she'd been lying there. Could have been an hour or more. But as I picked up her trembling body and carried her outside to wash her, I knew. In recent weeks, cleaning up after her accidents had often tried my limited patience, but that night, our last together, I remember talking to her quietly, trying to calm her. And as I was drying her, I felt her finally beginning to relax. Our last day together was marked by a beautiful afternoon in the park, lying in the cool grass with plenty of bacon to eat. When I look at the pictures of us together that final afternoon, I think I see a recognition of something different in her eyes, maybe a sense of impending relief. I hope that's what I see, but I'll never really be sure if it was the right time to say goodbye. I'm still waking up at night thinking of that trip to the vet's office. Alone in the dark, my heart aching, I tried to remind myself that she really had been struggling to keep going and that she'd had a full and special life. "15 years, 60 seasons. For me, they're marked by big events, quiet moments, people I know and love, places I visited and lived, and the life of a dog." Of course, she often crosses my mind now. And I find that when she does, she's marked a certain place for herself there. She's in midlife, healthy, strong, and in Maine, where we lived for what were her best years. I like to think there's a place. It's not unlike the fields, between the woods near the house we lived, and she's waiting there for me. And someday I'll find myself strolling along in this strangely familiar and comforting landscape, and I'll hear something nearby. Looking up, I'll catch a glimpse of movement in the tall grasses ahead. And it will be as it was.